Hey, I'm Kaden Reese, full-time agent and founder of SignSnap Home, and today I'm just going to give you a full demo of SignSnap Home, its features, and how I and now other agents are utilizing it in their open house workflow. So to get started with SignSnap Home, you're going to need an account. So whether you have one already and you're checking this demo out to get a full understanding, or if you're just getting started, you're going to go ahead and click any of the start or get started buttons on the page. So for the purpose of the demo, I'm going to go ahead and log into an account that I already have here. And once you're in, you're going to land on the My Open House and Events page. You are not going to have any of these that are here. Let's just go ahead and get started by creating a new sheet as you would do if you were just starting out. And we'll just go ahead and go with 789 Main Lane for the address. Go ahead and put in our price point. Go ahead and set the day that we're hosting the open house and the time. So once you have all that set up, now you can go ahead and start looking at one of the first main features of SignSnap Home, and that is our customizable fields. So you can see here we have some text fields, we have some phone fields, an email field, of course, but then you're also going to see we have stuff like this yes, no field. And if you see here, are you currently working with an agent, is the full text here. But then if they answer yes, it asks them, do you have a buyer agreement? So that's just a great example of our conditional logic. And you can see here, we can go ahead and drag all this stuff around. But this right here is the default template, and I do recommend keeping this part, are you working with an agent, because it's used in our analytics later, which I will dive into. After that, you can go ahead and see we have our follow-up templates. So this top one right here is going to be the text messaging template, and then you have your email template. You can go ahead and create as many of these as you want, save them, load them. That way, if you have a certain follow-up, depending on their buyer criteria, based on these questions, you can go ahead and just load that in the editor, save it, and then you can immediately start to follow up with your contacts after, which I can give some examples of that as we get further. But for now, we're going to go ahead and create this sheet. 789 Main Lane is now popped up over here, and we will dive right into as if you were signing into an open house right now. So if you were a guest at the open house, it would go ahead and give them this screen. You would leave this up front. For example, if you had a stand and an iPad, or if you had a tablet, but we've even had agents use this with just their laptop or phones if they've had to. So the guest would walk in, they would go ahead and see start sign in. Great. Fill out their information. As you can see, based on how we set up our form, some questions are going to be skippable, others will not be. Conditional logic question. I'm going to go ahead and show you how that would work here. So if I wasn't working with an agent, okay, it takes me straight on to the next question. But if I was working with an agent, that's where we get that second question. Did you sign a buyer agreement? Go with no, because for some that would be a very hot lead or a follow-up, and a great reason to follow up. Go ahead and skip the email for the purpose of the demo. And great, now you've just captured your first lead with SignSnap Home. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the dashboard here. Go into our submissions page. As you can see here, got our name, phone number they filled in, if they're working with an agent or not, the time that they signed in at, and one of the great features of SignSnap Home is it's going to capture a photo of every guest that signs in. And that happens right when they start the sign-in process. So I can show you an example of why that could be important in a minute. So I'm going to have to go ahead and set up this, but from here you'd be able to connect and send directly to your CRM via Zapier, but you also have the classic methods of exporting via CSV or Excel. I'll also quickly show off the follow-up functions. So the phone button right here would call the contact based on the phone number they entered over here. And then I'll go ahead and quickly show off the text demo. I know it's buggy on Mac, but this works very well on phones. So I have to go ahead and do that and open it up again. But now, as you can see, it populated the phone number as well as the message from our follow-up template that we set when we created our sheet. Go ahead and hide that window for now. and then we'll dive quickly just into some of the customization that you can do to really make it your own and brand yourself a little better at the open houses versus those title sign-in sheets that they give you. So right off the bat, you can see we have a bunch of different color choices. A lot of these I've just taken from main brand directories and what their brand colors are. So I believe this is the Keller Williams red. I think this is the real accent colors. But of course, you can go ahead and set whatever color you want here. And as you can already see, it's going to be changing general UI elements, and that affects your signed-in sheet as well. So we'll show that off in a minute. For now, we'll just go like this, and we're going to use the upload logo feature. Logos, and I will just go ahead and use my logo for now for my real estate website. You can also set your company name, which will show up on the sign-in page as well, but I kind of like the look of Nothing Better. And if you might have noticed, up top here, we have this team management button. If you sign up for the solo account, you're not going to have access to this feature, but if you did get any of the team accounts, you're going to see how many team members you have available. You can go ahead and invite all your team members here, which I'm going to go ahead and invite one. Actually, I'll save that for later so we can show off how that functionality might work from the other user's perspective as well. But for now, we are going to go back just here into that sign-in page, and we're going to edit it and show off some other features. We'll do, we'll start off with how did you find us? This would be a great use for a checkbox, which the checkbox is going to be a multiple choice answer, and they can select as many of them as they want to. So we could do things like Zillow, Realtor.com, signs, social media. And then we'll also go ahead and add on a radio field, which a radio field is going to be a multiple choice where they can only select one of the answers, and it's going to advance them. So we will go ahead and what did you rate the house? And you could use that in the example if you're not going to have them sign in right away, which I'm more one of those open house holders where I kind of give them the option to walk around, and then I ask for them to leave some reviews so that way I can give better feedback for my seller. But let me go ahead and just do this for now. Definitely 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right, and then just for the sake of it, we'll go ahead and we got rid of the email field. It looks like yep, I changed that. So we'll add back the email field and make it skippable. Great, save the changes, and we'll go back into the live view. Now, as you can see, our logo has appeared on the landing page. Our brand colors are here as well. You can go ahead and use light mode if that's your thing. Definitely works better with some colors than others for your logo's sake. I'll throw back to the dark mode and start another sign in. So as you can see here, it's going to filter out things that are not appeared to be names. So I can kind of mash in some stuff. Sometimes that will work, but also sometimes that's going to filter it out using a valid name. So as you can see, it's hit and miss, but I'm definitely working on implementing better captures and filtering on that stuff. As far as phone numbers work, 123 123 1234, which is what a lot of us will get if we have online forms or other things like that. It's going to say, okay, area code cannot start with a 1 or a 0. How about this one, which we all tend to get from time to time? So that was a great example. feature because I sat on that form page for over 20 seconds without clicking anything. It's going to automatically take all the previous information that had been filled out, which we can see here. So it did capture that phone number, but that was only due to the abandonment feature. But you can still see that we captured the photo when they started the sign in, which is a great feature for if people are faking their sign in and they tend to walk off, which is going to happen. I'm sorry, people don't want to fill out their information. It is part of it. However, it does do a great job of at least letting you know who is in there and was being a menace and not wanting to fill out your forms. Now you know if they show up anywhere else, they're probably not worth your time. So we'll go ahead and, oh, whoops, I definitely clicked the wrong button there. Back in. Go ahead and go back into the live view just so I can show you the rest of that phone number. 99999 because we showed off the 0 or 1 already. That's not going to work. So it does do a pretty good job of filtering out real phone numbers or not. Fill this out real quick so we can see our other fields that we've added. So here's our checkbox multiple choice field. Go ahead and do next. What did you rate the house? We'll go ahead and give it a 4. And then we have our email, which we re-added. Skip that again. We will start diving into a little bit of the submissions page and the analytics, as well as a little bit more of the team settings and how you guys are going to manage that. So right here, this is going to be the submissions from all of your open houses. Of course, you can filter by which event it was from, if they were working with an agent or not, if they got an email or a phone number. And then you can customize which columns are visible. I've already changed some of them because by default they're all going to be there, but I just prefer to have this lead status overview and some of their basic information. If we go ahead and go off to the right, you'll once again see that we have all of our follow-up actions. I'll show off briefly this add contacts, add. So on a phone, that's just going to pop up immediately to your iPhone, Android, whatever. I think on Android it might still have to download it, but as you can see, it's going to populate the address that you met them at. If this was an event, it would say the event name. It gives all of the notes in here. So how did you find us? What did you rate the house? It's going to have all the functionality and give you basically the entire questions that they filled out in the notes. So that way, if you're kind of using your notes and your contacts app with the CRM, which I don't advise, you can kind of get away with doing that. So we will go ahead and do that. We've already showed off the follow-up feature. This just gives you a more expanded view of the contact as well as the photo functionality. So as you can see, the send Zapier, you click this and you're going to go back here to your settings and your integrations. Here, you're going to go ahead and enter whatever webhook you set up for your Zap. And I can do another video in the future that dives more into this setup and walk you guys through how it works. But you enter it here, save it. If you're a team lead, it's going to automatically populate that Zap URL to all of your team members, which is great because now they can just finish up their open house, click the send to Zapier button, and you have collected every one of your team's leads. Additionally, in the team management, we'll go ahead and show this off real quick. I'm going to have to make a private up here, bring it down, science home, and I'm just going to log in as if I was a team member, and this is what your team member would do. So they would go ahead and sign up for an account. I have one ready to go already. So we're going to log in here. We can go to our settings. I'm on the free plan, as you can see, so I have access to things like our analytics and some customization features. But I'm on the free plan right here, and go ahead and go back. And so once your team members signed up, you're going to go ahead and invite them. Go ahead and invite. Great. So now you can see they popped up as my team members, and now 2 of my 5 seats are being used. I come back over to the team member. If I go ahead and refresh, great, you've upgraded the pro plan, and now had you populated that webhook URL and all of that stuff, it would be populated right here. Same with, you can see already that the logo has been populated, so manage your team members that way. Your logo is already going to be ready to go. You do have to go ahead and select the brand colors again real quick. That's an easy fix. From there, they're going to go ahead and create their sign-in sheets, just as we did earlier, and start sending you leads there from their team member. Go ahead and close that for now. With that team member, and that would restore their account back to normal functionality. They're not going to have any of your logos or branding anymore. Additionally, from the dashboard, you're going to have your analytics. So that's going to be your little bar chart here. You can see I'm collecting some data over the last few days. So you're going to see the total leads captured, how many events you've hosted, and the average leads. You're going to see your top performing events, which is going to help you get insight to your price range and just what overall listings have performed best as far as turnout. Going down, you're going to see the direct breakdown of what property price ranges you're getting most leads out of, and you're going to see which days of the week are performing best. So if you're an agent who really is using open houses as their main lead gen source, this is a huge tool to be able to get better insight into what days are actually productive for you, as well as what price range. Moving on, go back to our all submissions page. So this is going to be a breakdown here of this lead status based on the questions that they answered, if they're working with a buyer's agent, if they signed an agreement or not. So that's a great way to just filter through, people with an agent, no, and then we can go ahead and just have that there. Now you can easily export just this as like a hot leads list, or if you wanted to only send those to your CRM, you could go ahead and do that. So that just about wraps up the demo here. If this helped you at all, go ahead and like the video, and I will work on producing some more demo videos showing insights on how to set up your Zapier integration and more things like that. But for now, enjoy using SignSnap Home, and good luck at your open houses.